Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to InfoGamer. In this short tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to scale an object in one direction. And it's actually really simple. Here I have my Zigzag project opened from our Zigzag tutorial series. And here I have these platform segments which you can actually scale in one direction. So normally when you create a default object that Unity provides, such as a cube, and you try to scale that object, it will always scale in both directions. And that's because when you scale an object, it's always based on its pivot point. And the pivot point for these default objects is always in the center of the object. And you can tell that by looking at the move gizmo. Now to change a pivot for an object in Unity that already has a pivot, whether it's one of these default objects or an object of your own, you can always use a parent-child relationship with an empty object to give an object somewhat of a new pivot point. So to do this, all you need to start with is the object that you want to change the pivot of. And so I'm going to create a new cube and an empty object. And so I'm going to create an empty. From here, all you need to do is take the object that you want to change the pivot of and make it a child to the empty. You then want to make sure that the child object is first centered on the parent object or empty object. From here, you then want to move the child object so that the parent object will be in the position of the new pivot. Now with this cube, in order to scale this cube in one direction, I have to put the new pivot on one of the faces of the cube, which is actually really easy because the default cubes are 1 by 1 by 1. And so all you have to do is move it over by 0.5 in any direction. And so if I wanted to scale this cube out growing positive in the x direction, then I would need to move it in the x direction by 0.5. After this, I can then select the parent object, and you can see how it now looks like our cube has a new pivot point. Then if I scale this object on the x-axis, you can see how I can make the cube grow in one direction. Now, one note that I want to just re-emphasize is that when you move it 0.5 in any direction, you want to make sure that you're scaling the parent object in the same direction. Now, this mechanic can play a role in a number of scenarios. Some that I can think of are meters, if you want some sort of a health bar, or if you have maybe a bridge that grows and shrinks, or maybe you have a bridge or platform that grows and shrinks, or maybe you even have some sort of hydraulic press. Now I hope you enjoyed this very quick lesson on how to scale an object in only one direction, and as well how to give an object a new virtual pivot point. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, then leave them in the comments below. Also, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can be up to date with all our latest videos. In fact, there's a couple videos right over here that you might enjoy.